William Scott here from Golden Age Gardening, and while snow might still be covering the ground outside, the absolute best gardeners know that spring success actually begins right now, in the middle of winter. The difference between a garden that barely blooms and one that explodes with color all season long comes down to what you do in these next few weeks. The secret? Starting the right flowers indoors before April arrives. Before we get into which flowers thrive with an early start, smash that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. Thousands of gardeners are already part of the Golden Age gardening community, learning practical tips that actually work. Drop a comment below telling us which flower you're most excited to grow this year, and share this with a fellow gardener who needs these tips. The truth is, timing makes all the difference in gardening. Preparation during winter sets the stage for magnificent spring displays. Certain flowers actually need those cold winter weeks indoors to develop strong root systems and sturdy stems before facing outdoor conditions. Starting seeds indoors creates a controlled environment where temperature, moisture, and light remain consistent. Seeds germinate faster when soil temperature stays between 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Indoor conditions protect delicate seedlings from frost, heavy rain, and unpredictable weather that could damage or kill them outdoors. The growing season in most regions simply does not provide enough time for slower-growing flowers to reach full maturity if planted directly outside. This head start transforms into fuller plants, more abundant blooms, and flowers that last much longer throughout the season. Quality seed starting mix makes a tremendous difference. Never use regular garden soil for indoor seed starting. Garden soil compacts too heavily in small containers, preventing proper drainage and air circulation. Seed starting mix contains ingredients like peat moss, coconut coir, vermiculite, and perlite that hold moisture while allowing excess water to drain away. Containers need drainage holes in the bottom. Many gardeners use seed starting trays with individual cells, but clean yogurt cups, egg cartons, or small pots work fine as long as they have drainage holes. Proper lighting proves critical for strong seedlings. Windowsill light rarely provides enough intensity. Seedlings need 12 to 16 hours of bright light daily. Grow lights positioned 2 to 4 inches above seedlings provide the best results.
Easy flower number 1, violas. Violas belong to the same family as pansies, but grow smaller, more delicate blooms. These cheerful flowers handle cold weather remarkably well, making them perfect for early spring planting. Violas come in stunning color combinations, deep purples, bright yellows, soft blues, and bicolors that catch attention in any garden bed or container. These flowers bloom for months when given proper care. They tolerate light frosts and actually prefer cooler temperatures. Violas work beautifully in borders, edges, containers, and hanging baskets. Begin viola seeds indoors approximately 10 to 12 weeks before the final expected frost date in your area. Fill seed starting trays with moistened seed starting mix. Press seeds gently onto the soil surface. Viola seeds need some light exposure to germinate, so barely cover them with a thin sprinkling of mix. Place trays in a warm location between 65 to 70 degrees. Cover trays with plastic domes or clear plastic wrap to maintain humidity. Seeds typically sprout within 10 to 14 days. Once seedlings develop their first true leaves, transplant them into individual small pots. Handle seedlings gently by their leaves, never by their stems. Position violas under bright grow lights or in the sunniest window available. Keep soil consistently moist but never waterlogged. Before moving violas outdoors permanently, they need hardening off. This process gradually acclimates indoor-grown plants to outdoor conditions. Start by placing plants outside in a protected spot for just 1 hour on the first day. Increase outdoor exposure by an hour or 2 each day over 7 to 10 days. After a week and a half, violas can handle full sun and outdoor conditions. Plant outside in early spring when daytime temperatures remain consistently above freezing. Hit that like button if you're finding these tips helpful. The Golden Age gardening community appreciates your support.
Easy flower number 2, sweet peas. Sweet peas rank among the most fragrant annual flowers available. These climbing vines produce delicate, butterfly-shaped blooms in pastel shades of pink, purple, white, lavender, and red. The scent alone makes sweet peas worth growing. A single vase fills an entire room with perfume. Unlike edible garden peas, sweet pea flowers remain purely ornamental and should never be eaten.
However, they make extraordinary cut flowers that last well in arrangements. Sweet peas prefer cool weather and perform best in spring before summer heat arrives. Start seeds indoors 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost. Some experienced gardeners start them even earlier since these hardy plants tolerate cold conditions well. Sweet pea seeds have very hard outer coatings. Speed up germination by soaking seeds in room temperature water for 12 to 24 hours before planting. Alternatively, carefully nick the seed coating with a nail file. Plant seeds about ½ an inch deep in individual small pots. Sweet peas develop long tap roots that dislike disturbance, so individual containers prevent root damage during transplanting. Use rich, well-draining potting mix. Keep soil consistently moist during germination. Seeds sprout within 7 to 14 days. Sweet pea vines need support for climbing. When transplanting outdoors, provide trellises, stakes, netting, or fencing. Many gardeners traditionally plant sweet peas on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. Pinch off the growing tips when plants reach 4 to 6 inches tall to encourage bushier growth. Sweet peas bloom prolifically when cut regularly. The more flowers you cut, the more the plant produces.
Easy flower number 3, Snapdragons. Snapdragons earn their name from their unusual flower shape. Each bloom resembles a dragon's face that snaps open and closed when squeezed, a feature children especially love. These vertical flower spikes add dramatic height and color to garden beds and arrangements. Snapdragons come in virtually every color except true blue. Dwarf varieties reach just 6 to 10 inches tall, perfect for containers. Medium varieties grow 18 to 24 inches, while tall varieties stretch up to 3 feet. These flowers tolerate light frosts and prefer cool spring weather. Snapdragons require longer indoor growing time. Start seeds indoors 8 to 10 weeks before the last expected frost. Snapdragon seeds need light to germinate. Sprinkle these tiny seeds on top of moistened seed starting mix without covering them. Press seeds gently into the surface. Cover seed trays with clear plastic to maintain humidity. Place trays in a warm location around 70 degrees. Seeds germinate within 7 to 14 days. Once seedlings develop their first true leaves, carefully transplant each into a small individual pot. Pinch back the main growing tip when plants reach 4 to 6 inches tall. This pinching promotes bushier plants and more flower spikes. Gradually harden off snapdragons over 7 to 10 days before planting outside. Plant in garden beds after the last frost passes. Snapdragons prefer full sun but tolerate partial shade in hot climates. Cut flower spikes regularly to promote continuous blooming throughout the season. Share this video with gardening friends who want to grow amazing cut flowers. Every share helps the Golden Age gardening community expand.
Easy flower number 4, geraniums. Annual geraniums produce clusters of bright flowers atop attractive, sometimes patterned foliage. These classic garden flowers bloom reliably all summer long once established. Geraniums come in vivid reds, soft pinks, pure whites, rich purples, and bicolor combinations. The foliage often features decorative markings that create beautiful patterns on the leaves. When brushed or touched, geranium leaves release a distinctive, fresh, slightly spicy scent. Geraniums love sunshine and heat once mature. They work beautifully in containers, window boxes, hanging baskets, and garden beds. Geraniums grow slowly from seed, making early starting essential. Begin seeds indoors 12 to 14 weeks before the last frost. Plant seeds on the surface of moistened seed starting mix. Like snapdragons, geranium seeds need light exposure for germination. Geraniums benefit from bottom heat. Position seed trays on heat mats set around 70 to 75 degrees. Germination takes 7 to 21 days, sometimes longer. Once seedlings reach ½ an inch tall, carefully separate and transplant each into its own small pot. Place potted geraniums under bright grow lights or in the sunniest window available. Geraniums crave light even as seedlings. Begin fertilizing with liquid fertilizer once plants establish. Start hardening off geraniums in late April. These tender plants cannot tolerate any frost whatsoever. Plant outside only after all danger of frost passes and nighttime temperatures consistently stay above 50 degrees. Geraniums prefer full sun locations with well-draining soil.
Easy flower number 5, pansies.
Pansies create faces with their uniquely marked blooms. These charming flowers come in an incredible range of colors and patterns: solid colors, bicolors, tricolors, whisker-faced, blotched, and ruffled varieties. Pansies rank among the most cold-tolerant annual flowers available. These flowers actually prefer cool weather and bloom most profusely in spring and fall. Summer heat causes pansies to slow down in most regions, though they often revive once cooler fall temperatures arrive. Pansies work wonderfully in containers, borders, edges, and mass plantings. Begin pansy seeds indoors 10 to 12 weeks before the last expected frost. Fill seed starting containers with moistened seed starting mix. Plant pansy seeds about 1/8 of an inch deep. Cover seeds lightly and pat down gently. Pansies germinate best in cooler conditions. Keep seed trays in a location around 60 to 65 degrees, cooler than typical room temperature. Cover trays with clear plastic. Seeds sprout within 10 to 20 days. Once seedlings emerge, remove coverings immediately. Move sprouted seedlings to bright light immediately. Position grow lights 2 to 4 inches above seedlings. Once seedlings develop their first true leaves, transplant each into an individual small pot. Keep soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. Harden off pansies gradually over 7 to 10 days before outdoor planting. Pansies tolerate light frosts, so you can plant them outdoors earlier than many other flowers, even 2 to 3 weeks before the last expected frost. Plant in locations with full sun to partial shade. Deadhead spent flowers regularly to promote continuous blooming. Comment below and let Golden Age Gardening know which of these 5 flowers you plan to start first.
Timing and common mistakes. Understanding frost dates determines success with indoor seed starting. The last expected frost date represents the average date after which frost becomes unlikely in your area. Find your last frost date by searching online for your zip code plus last frost date. Different flowers require different lead times. Fast-growing flowers need 4 to 6 weeks. Medium-growing flowers need 8 to 12 weeks, and slow-growing flowers need 12 to 16 weeks before the last frost. Seed packets provide specific timing recommendations. Always read the packet before planting. Packets indicate ideal planting depth, germination time, spacing requirements, and days to maturity. Starting seeds too early creates problems. Seedlings outgrow containers, become root-bound, and weaken before outdoor planting. Avoid these common mistakes. Never use garden soil. It contains weed seeds, disease organisms, and compacts heavily in small containers. Garden soil prevents proper drainage and air circulation around delicate roots. Always use sterile seed starting mix or soilless growing medium containing peat moss, coconut coir, vermiculite, and perlite. Overwatering kills more seedlings than underwatering. Soggy soil suffocates roots, preventing oxygen uptake. Overly wet conditions encourage damping off disease, a fungal infection that causes seedlings to suddenly collapse and die. Keep soil consistently moist like a wrung-out sponge, damp but not dripping wet. Water from below when possible to reduce fungal disease risks. Insufficient lighting causes leggy, weak seedlings that stretch unnaturally tall, searching for more light. Leggy seedlings have thin, elongated stems that easily break and struggle to survive outdoors. Provide 12 to 16 hours of bright light daily using grow lights positioned 2 to 4 inches above plants. Basic shop lights with full spectrum bulbs work excellently. Always harden off plants gradually over 7 to 10 days before transplanting outdoors. Indoor-grown seedlings have soft, tender growth unaccustomed to wind, direct sunlight, and temperature fluctuations. Start by placing plants outside in a protected spot for just 1 hour on the first day. Increase outdoor exposure by an hour or 2 each day. This gradual process prevents transplant shock, sunburn, and wind damage. Tender annuals only after all frost danger passes and nighttime temperatures stay consistently warm. Tender plants like geraniums cannot survive even light frosts. Label every tray with the flower name, variety, and planting date to prevent confusion once multiple trays fill your growing space. Air circulation prevents fungal diseases. Point a small fan on low speed near seedlings to provide gentle air movement. This strengthens stems and dries excess moisture on leaves. Thinning overcrowded seedlings improves growth. When multiple seeds sprout in one cell, carefully remove all but the strongest seedling using small scissors.
Starting flowers from seed offers rewards beyond beautiful blooms. The process connects gardeners to the complete plant life cycle. Watching tiny seeds transform into flowering plants creates deep satisfaction and appreciation for nature's miracles. Seed starting proves economical. A single packet costs less than nursery plants, yet contains enough seeds to grow dozens of plants. This cost difference becomes significant when filling large gardens or creating mass plantings. Variety selection expands enormously through seed catalogs, offering hundreds of varieties in every color imaginable, including rare, heirloom, and specialty types unavailable as started plants at local garden centers. Quality control improves since you control soil, watering, lighting, and fertilizing from day one. Starting your own seeds ensures plants receive optimal care throughout their development. You avoid the pest problems, diseases, or poor growing conditions that sometimes affect nursery plants before purchase. These 5 easy flowers, violas, sweet peas, snapdragons, geraniums, and pansies, transform ordinary gardens into extraordinary displays when given the advantage of indoor seed starting. Each flower brings unique characteristics that work together beautifully. Violas provide cheerful, multicolored faces. Sweet peas offer heavenly fragrance that fills rooms. Snapdragons add dramatic vertical interest. Geraniums deliver reliable summer-long color. And pansies create charming ground-level displays. The investment of time starting seeds indoors in February pays enormous dividends in April and beyond. While neighbors wait for garden centers to stock plants in spring, gardeners who started seeds indoors already have robust, established plants ready for the garden. Winter might still grip the outdoors, but inside, spring begins now. Gather supplies, select varieties, calculate timing based on your frost dates, and begin your seed starting journey today. The sight of those first tiny seedlings breaking through soil creates anticipation that carries through until harvest season arrives. Thanks for joining us at Golden Age Gardening. If this video helped you understand indoor seed starting better, click that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our weekly gardening tips and seasonal guides. Share this video with friends who love flowers as much as you do. Drop a comment telling us which flower you're starting first, what challenges you face with seed starting, or what other topics you'd like William Scott and the Golden Age Gardening team to cover in future videos. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and remember, every magnificent garden begins with a single seed planted with care. Happy planting from everyone at Golden Age Gardening.